Well, tantrums are commonly associated with young children. As frustrating as they are for adults, they are also frustrating for children. And Children's Hospital pediatrician Dr. Kristin Bencik joins us now to talk about tantrums and how to handle them. Thanks so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
So first of all, what is a tantrum? You know, most people think, oh, this child is acting up, but there's something more deeper than that.
Well, I mean, a temper tantrum is a way of a child expressing themselves when they don't know how to express themselves. So when they're angry and they're frustrated, they can't necessarily verbalize that, especially as young as they are, and so they really just act out. And they just show all their emotions. So you see them throw themselves down and kicking and screaming.
Just trying to process everything that's going on.
Yeah, they're mad, but they can't tell you they're mad, and that's their way of showing it.
So let's talk about, before we talk about how to handle them, let's talk about what not to do. One thing that I found interesting in the tips that you sent over, I have a lot of friends who will tell a story and they say, oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed. But that one of the don'ts you're saying is don't care what other people think.
Well, all you have to do is go through Target and you will see multiple children having temper tantrums. Anyone who's had a child has had a temper tantrum, has had a child who had a temper tantrum in public. It is a normal developmental behavior, but really what you have to do is how do you handle that? You don't want to give them a secondary gain. So if they're having a temper tantrum because they want to leave, you absolutely cannot just take them out of the store and leave, because what would stop them from doing it again if they receive that positive reinforcement for that?
What is another tip that you can say, don't do this if your child is going through a tantrum?
Well, I mean, you really need to try and stay away from, if you stop this, I'm going to get you this, because why would they not use that again later? You know, what I would try and do, depending, it's very age dependent too. So if you have a little toddler who's 18 months old, I mean, you want to try and distract them. You know, find a toy that, if you're in the store, find them something to look at. Oh, look at those pretty lights. Look at that ball over there. Try and distract them out of there. The older children, I'd get down on their level and talk to them. I know you're mad. I know you're tired. Just give mommy 10 more minutes. Let's get through the get through the store, and then we can continue on our day.
Does being out of their typical routine, does that impact a child and their tantrums?
Absolutely. If your child is tired and your child is hungry, do not take them to a store or restaurant. You are just asking for a temper tantrum.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And for more tips on how to handle tantrums with your children, head to our website, tmj4.com, and click on the link.